What's up, my beautiful patients? This is your mental chiropractor, Tezra, where I'm here to help you realign your mind. And I just wanted to jump on here really quickly because the headlines are starting to take wildfire, and I kind of just wanted to get in on the ground up as much as possible. But this is going to be discussing the two hanging deaths in Mississippi, found in Mississippi this past week. And I kind of just want to jump in front of the line of the narrative of this and kind of just also analyze the headlines. But before we do that, before we jump in, always want to give the heartfelt condolences to those two gentlemen who have transitioned by hanging. And just want to, before we get into the analytical part of this, first and foremost, these are human beings. And so my hope is that the police department and the investigation team is fired up about holding whoever is responsible for these acts highly accountable. And as of late, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, as of late, I've been thinking about why don't we just resort back to how crime and punishment was dealt with back in the day when they would just be like cutting off fingers and doing all kind of heinous shit. But it curtailed crime. It curtailed crime. And so given the past couple of weeks and what's been hitting the headlines and what's been going on out there, it's just like, why don't we just revert back to the old days? Because if people know they're going to be stoned to death in public and all kind of insults hurled at them and name callings, maybe they'll think twice about it. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. That's where my head is right now because this shit is crazy. Anyway, we are going to get into this. And so this is the just discussing the headlines and just kind of like breaking this down, right? Because legacy media has been running the game for a very long time. And just so y'all understand that it's not the people that we see, it's the people that we don't see. It's the people that I oftentimes refer to as the invisibles. And I also must say this, the whole point of this channel and the whole point of my mission is to bring across radical unity. But before we do that, we got to break down that mental control. We got to take back our minds so that we are able to plop ourselves back down into the driver's seat in our lives and realize what is really going on, to be able to see through an unobstructed filter. So the whole point of whatever I do is to push the message of unity, because at the end of the day, we are all one. You cannot get around it. There is no getting around it. We are all part of this cosmic fabric. And at the end of the day, that is what, once we realize that we are all one, then the tides shift significantly and not into the favor of the invisibles, which is what they are very, very afraid of. So let's jump in. Okay, so the top stories, we're just going to first look at the headlines that are making. Okay, so NBC News is a legacy media. They are corporate media. They are controlled by the oligarchy, and they are told what messaging to push out there. So this is family of black student. Okay, what we know about the hanging deaths of two men. I guess this must be a local channel. Let's see. Okay, CNN, surprisingly, Mississippi University student, they didn't qualify it by the man-made construct of race by saying, black or white. So CNN, okay. Now here's the thing too. This could be progress, but then it could not be progress. It could be also that, people are on to us about what we're doing in the headlines. So let's now take out that buzzword. So, you really don't know what angle that they are coming from, but it is just good to take notice and to take heed. NBC again, family of black students found hanging from a tree. investigations going on into deaths of two Mississippi men. And I want you all to know that Black student's body found hanging from tree in Mississippi. This is Reuters. Now, it's interesting because, let me see if I can find, okay, let me see this. Body found hanging from bridge. A 20-year-old Black Delta, no, not this. It said from bridge. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. Um, where did it get bridge from? Hmm. And you know what? Okay, hanging in Vicksburg. Another man found hanging. Investigation, autopsy. Okay, so AB News autopsy results expected soon in death of Black Delta. So are you seeing how, y'all, this is so blatant that is I keep saying it's laughable because people are still not seeing this. Okay, homeless man found hanging, but the reason why you know this was a little melanated homeless man, or what you refer to as white, is because it's not mentioned here in the headlines. Now, if this was a melanated homeless man, it would have been Black homeless man found hanging, right? Man found hanging. YouTube, man found hanging. Let's see where else. Vicksburg police confirm hanging death not related to, let me see what they're trying to say. Not related to Delta State incident. A Brandon man was found dead Monday afternoon in a wooded area off Washington Street. Vicksburg police captain confirmed. Okay, so now they're trying to say that these two are not related. So, okay, so this is where the first time his race is mentioned. Upon arrival, a white male identified as Corey. Um, let's see, a body of a 35-year-old Corey was found hanging. Okay, do y'all see the difference here? I just want y'all to look at the difference here. So if we go into Mississippi, let's see how many times that this person's race, which I, I use that very reluctantly. Um, so, family of Black student found. Mississippi police await autopsy results for Black student. Family of Black student found hanging. Okay, so NBC, Black, AP News, Black, The Guardian, Black. So do you see how they keep seeping into the mental? Do you see how they keep seeping into the psyche of, once again, the group of people referred to as Black is another sign of oppression, is another sign of being targeted. Let me see, Snopes, Black student found. Do y'all see? I want you to see this. And then just sit back, Black students found. And then just sit back and ask, what is the reason? Is it for the good of the people? Is it for the good of the public to continue to plaster black, 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 black? When a person, a Black person, is at the subject of a crime and it isn't a black on black crime, that that narrative, that headline gets pushed out there to the forefront by the invisibles, because you can see the difference. And I guess they believe that nobody is going to stop and analyze the headlines, which I don't know why people wouldn't, because it's so freaking obvious. So, but when you do stop and apply critical thinking, then you'll see, okay, when it is a melanated person, they will plaster the factitious label of black all over the place. But when it is a low melanated person, you're not going to see the man-made construct label placed anywhere. It may be placed inside of the story itself, as we had just read, but then you also have the autopsy reports very objectively notate the race of the person by saying black male, black female, or white male, white female, or Chinese male or Chinese female. But that is for the purposes of the autopsy report, which is very objective and is for identification purposes. So in the story, for identification purposes, they will jot down the man-made construct of race. But in the headlines is very different than the story. The headlines is to grab your attention. The headlines is the place where they grab you emotionally and manipulate you emotionally and mentally. That's where they grab you. And here's the thing. So this is where my cause comes into play, because right now there should be boots on the ground having a unity march right now, because that is truly where the power lies. And when the oligarchies, when the invisibles, when the brules or the cabal, whatever you call them, whenever they see that, then they get very nervous, because when they see the collective, the masses coming together in numbers and synergy, in alignment of oneness, that's when they know, uh-oh, fuck our lives, because they are beginning to wake up. And you all, they have manuals. They have manuals, they have literature on how to control the masses, how to control the people. And the biggest way to do that is mental. The supporting way to do that is through, the food chain. How can we downgrade the food so that there is a mental deficiency in the body? And the mental deficiency in the body also breaks down the mental capacity and the deficiency and the efficiency of the mind. So right now, in my organization, and let me tell you something, I need my unity warriors out there. I need the people who are going to be fearless in the face of those that hide behind the curtains. Where are you? Because right now we should be boots on the ground in Mississippi, saying that your actions, your cowardly, dastardly actions, is not going to place fear in our hearts. It's just going to make us pound and push harder to come together as one, to come together as a people, to come together in unity. It does not matter what side of the aisle that you are on. It doesn't matter, whether you are, what's another divisionary tactic that they have? Whether you are for or against Charlie Kirk, it doesn't matter. These are two people who lost their lives in what seems to be an heinous way. Now, the story is still unfolding, so we will have to follow it. But I just wanted to come on here and just to say, y'all, it's time to mount up. It's time to mount up in unity. It's time to get these unity marches together and launched and boots on the ground, marching together as one. Because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. Why? Because it's a part of the human blueprint. We all share the same human blueprint. We are all a part of the same cosmic fabric. Just think of it as a variegated quilt. It has different patterns, it has different textures, it has different colors, but guess what? It's still all a part of that same quilt. So until next time, everyone, I be empowered, and I'm going to continue to dive into this, delve into this, and we're going to continue to peel back the layers of this very dense onion, because at the end of the day, we are one. And when we begin to realize that, when we begin to take back our minds and apply critical thinking and see what the real spin is, then that's where we will begin to get to that place that we want to be. All right, so until the next video, y'all, I'll see you later.